taken me from the miry clay.
I was thinking about it, so we change our name, or what are you saying? Well, I think I'll be very brief. I'm sure some people want to go, but I'm sure we are few but many.
Amen.
When you look at what God uses people to do, there are always few. God uses few to change many. It's God's DNA work. People sometimes talk about the power of mighty. And when they talk about the power of many, it's just a crowd. And crowd is a crowd. And that's why Jesus did not depend on the 5,000 that he fed, but it has to depend on the 12 that spent all the 3 years with him. Because the progressions and the growth of the kingdom depended on the 12, but not on the 5,000 that ate the bread and went on. And later on they said, let's crucify him. Right? And that's crowd. Crowd is crowd always. And sometimes when people look at crowds depends on who following you for what reason. Crowds always have a reason to why they should follow you. You know that?
Yeah.
I remember when Tuju was doing meeting, I think his first meeting in Kisumu. I was listening to reading newspapers, and this is so interesting what politicians do. They want to show the power of the crowd to convince who they are. And so they said Tuju did. He paid all the young people from elsewhere and fed them with bus to show the media people that, you see, I have people. That's a one way of living. Jesus has never been amazed about the crowd. Even when the crowd was excited, he told his disciples, let's go aside and rest. Because the power is in the few that understand the goal. Crowd is crowd. When you see there is food here, when you say there is medical camp, when you say we deal with thousands every day. But when you see there is prayer, a very handful, because praise work. Praise, you give than you receive. So people always think at the back, it's nature of people that think about receiving than giving. And that's why actually Jesus said, it's what? Is it Jesus or Paul said? It's blessed to receive than to give. Amen? He didn't say that? What did he say?
You give than to receive.
He said actually the word more blessed. Okay? To give than to receive. The reason is because the identity of giving is the identity of God. God who gives his son, God who gives grace, God who gives life, and nothing. He only says, thank me for what I've done. And so, if Pastor Ngede tells me here to give a brief challenge you about life with mission, when God puts this vision in us, we never expected what we see today to be happening. I remember going for mission since 1989, spent much more of my time among the people groups, and later on doing trainings. But from the time that I came to Christ, I knew that it is one thing to be in the church, and it is another thing to do what the church should be doing. And the initial